How Dumbledore is described in the Harry Potter books, and how the movies and shows actors compare. Albus Dumbledore has become widely known as one of fantasy's best characters, but he varied a lot between the book and the movies. The Harry Potter icon may be the greatest of all of Hogwarts headmasters, invented by British author J.K. Rowling for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This novel, released in 1997, started the global phenomenon that was Harry Potter, resulting in Richard Harris taking the role of Dumbledore in the 2001 movie adaptation. Harris was widely celebrated as Dumbledore, despite some differences between the book's Dumbledore and his portrayal. Sadly, Harris passed away in 2002, playing Dumbledore until the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets movie 2 in Warner Bros. Series. Michael Gambon took over for the third movie, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. From then on, Gambon inhabited the role completely, carving out a divisive but unforgettable headmaster. Gambon and Harris differed from each other in their representation of Dumbledore, and both differed from the books in their own ways. Time will tell how the new Max Dumbledore compares to all three, with the channel bringing out a Harry Potter TV show. Albus Dumbledore's description in the Harry Potter books explained. Albus Dumbledore was described as calm with twinkling blue eyes. This characterization carried through to most descriptions of the old man, who seemed powerful enough to be kind. Again and again, kindness, or at least the show of it, has been proven to be a luxury afforded by the most powerful. This is true in real life and Hollywood. Anger and bravado reveal desperation and lack of control, which the Dumbledore of the Harry Potter books did not manifest. Dumbledore's wisdom was represented by his long silver beard, traditionally the preserve of sage and seasoned wizards. Richard Harris was 71 when he took the role of Albus Dumbledore, while Michael Gambon was 64. J.R.R. Tolkien popularized this notion in Gandalf, the prototype of the fantasy wizard. Dungeons & Dragons took this idea and ran with it, rolling out the mage concept to a major part of the tabletop games, video games, and hundreds of books. Filtering outward to all parts of fantasy, the beard of the wizard showed the wisdom of old age, but it always belied superiority of power far beyond the typical frailty of the elderly. Age-veiled power, wizards like Dumbledore are like wolves in sheep's clothing. Indeed, Dumbledore was scheming in the books, but also humorous and compassionate. How the Harry Potter movies actors compared to book Dumbledore. Richard Harris and Michael Gambon each had a very different interpretation of Albus Dumbledore. By and large, Richard Harris' version of the character was probably closer to that created by J.K. Rowling. Michael Gambon, who passed away in 2023, brought his own exceptional ideas to the role, alongside directors of the Harry Potter movies like Mike Newell. Harris embodied the sweeping and majestic silver beard of the books, whereas the majesty of Gambon's beard was restrained somewhat by its tie, as unique and endearing as it was. Harris also captured a certain twinkle in his eye. Harris was sometimes so still on screen that the only movement was the light flickering in his eyes. Gambon's own twinkle was notable. However, Harris had a calmness that seemed to embrace the book's Dumbledore. Harris was sometimes so still on screen that the only movement was the light flickering in his eyes, which drew viewers in like whirlpools. His preternatural stillness made him every bit old and every bit wise, which perhaps Gambon was just a bit too sprightly to truly capture. There are many reasons why Michael Gambon is actually the best Dumbledore. Nonetheless, Gambon's occasional rage and volatility were somewhat less faithful than Harris' tranquility. How the remake's John Lithgow compares to Dumbledore in the books and movies. The Harry Potter TV show, soon to be broadcast on Max, formerly known as HBO, has cast American actor John Lithgow as Albus Dumbledore, and he bears some striking differences to Harris and Gambon. The Harry Potter movies used British actors for their adult cast to replicate the atmosphere of Rowling's books, which were quintessentially British in many ways. But there's no reason why Lithgow won't be able to capture the mannerisms and accent of the professor, having played many British roles. Lithgow's roles in The Crown and King Lear proved he can pull it off. John Lithgow is, however, a stage actor as well as a screen actor. In this regard, he does emulate Harris and Gambon, who both mastered both formats before tackling Harry Potter. Casting renowned thespians was key to Harry Potter's success. Experience on stage facilitates a somewhat larger-than-life characterization. This is critical in children's movies and was perfect for Harry Potter.